A little while back, there was a body cam video that blew up online because it showcased popular MMOs, a massive YouTuber getting arrested. He was clearly intoxicated. It was very sad to see. And I had never heard like a follow-up as to what happened next. It was just radio silence. And alcohol addiction is a brutal thing. So I always hoped that he was getting, the help that he had needed. And a couple nights ago on stream chat told me that he had apparently made like an Instagram post about like sobriety.
I'm like
but
a
I
week
hadn't
sober.
seen that yet. And then today I just happened to see that he posted a video about his alcoholism. And he is now 4 months sober, which is amazing. And he wants to use his experience battling this addiction to try and help others maybe going through something similar.
Okay guys, I just watched a video of myself that was on my phone from January. And guys, as most people know, I am an alcoholic, and I tried to make a video talking about it, trying to help people, and trying to grow my journey. It went terrible, honestly. It's so difficult. But right now, guys, I am 4 months.
Well, actually, this video sounds fun, but I just got a notification.
Take a look at this map. This is a map of the town of Rhodes in Red Dead Redemption 2. You've got the buildings outlined here, we've got the main street running down the middle here, and then there's this railroad track down here that the
Much
town
better.
is built around. When I was walking around this town the other day, I noticed something really cool. There are tons of electrical wires going all over the place, and it seems like every single building in the town that has electricity is actually literally connected to a wire. So I took some time and I mapped out all of those wires here, and as you can see, they basically just run down the entire length of the main street, connecting to any building that they need to along the way. This is
Good
a pretty
evening,
incredible
everyone.
level of detail, but it's not
Hope you're all
totally
doing well.
unexpected from a game studio
Good to see you
like
this
Rockstar
evening.
Games. But then I kept
We're going to be listening to this video by Annie Austin first, covering do Red Dead Redemption 2's power lines actually connect to anything? Annie Austin's a great YouTuber. He does like weird game analytical videos, like breaking down basically like logistics and the reality of games and like unemployment rates and stuff like that. It's a really niche kind of thing. It's super autistic. I like it.
At both ends of this line, the wires connected to a totally different set of wires. And that set of wires ran along the entire length of the train tracks, extending out in both directions further than I could see. So, naturally, I started following those wires as well, eager to see if the city of Rhodes was perhaps connected to some kind of wider electrical grid. I also started to wonder if there even would have been a wider electrical grid all the way back in cowboy times, but that's we'll figure that out later. The wires ran south for a while, crossed the
very
river
good question.
into the humongous
I don't know
city,
anything
and
about
me
the past,
eventually
really.
joining an incredibly dense mess of wires that ran through an industrial area before ending up here, crammed through the top floor window of the Lannick Electrical Company building. Now, on its own, this is awesome. This shows us that a totally separate town in Red Dead Redemption 2 is physically connected directly to a power company in the biggest city in the game. Rockstar didn't have to do this. Nobody would have noticed, but they did do this. And that makes me wonder, what else did they do? Are all of the buildings in every single city connected to this electrical grid? Are all of the cities on the entire map connected
Rockstar does have an
together in
amazing
what's like
attention to
Valentine
detail.
all the way across the continent?
But they're
Well,
not infallible.
unfortunately, there's only one way to find out. We've got to map the entire electrical grid of the entire game. So that's what we're going to do. And anyone who maps power lines knows that you can't do it without the support of your favorite YouTube sponsor, MeUndies. Welcome to the
Wow.
sponsorship. Here at Annie Austin, we are big fans.
Oh, thanks. In case anyone wasn't here the first stream, we are doing Undertale tonight. Undertale, kind of like a RPG, and with like weird side quests and mini games that are not really tied to the main story at all, but like the combat, so to speak, is kind of like different versions of bullet hell mini games. So enemies will do attacks and you'll move around inside of a box and dodge their attacks. And there's various ways to defeat enemies, you know, such as just attacking them, or you can like insult them and make them cry and they'll run away. It's an interesting game, so to speak. I got far enough to meet the two skeleton brothers, and then I got to the first checkpoint there, and that's where I saved my game before I quit on the first time. So this time I'm going to try to see how far I can make it. I want to at least make it to the next area, like the little, like the swamp area. So after Snowden, definitely.
Comfort level doesn't change as the seasons change. The slogan just changes. Everything's okay. Anyway, what were we talking about? All right, we're going to start just by mapping out every single wire in Saint-Denis, which is the biggest city in the game. And I wasn't exactly sure where to start, so I just decided to start kind of down by where the electric company building was and then head east along the river. And it wasn't long before I saw my first wonderful wiring detail. Take a look at these lights underside the train depot here. The wires from the utility pole attached to this train depot sort of to like give it power.
You're
which is
cool,
already a great
Spurg Snake.
detail. But if you look closely, you'll see that they didn't stop there. Each light bulb itself has a wire running to it, hanging underneath. Just pretty insane. In the same vein, even these random little dock buildings are connected to the grid. Additionally, take a look at this side-by-side comparison between the density of wires
Grounded
in
is done
GTA 5 versus
downloading.
Red Dead 2. They've got a lot more wires in Red Dead 2. Now, funnily enough, this makes sense.
After I'm done with my playthrough of Undertale, maybe a second one, depending on how much I can get in before the next episode of What's This Game, Snake and I are probably going to tackle Grounded next. Grounded is very much like Once Human in like the base building, collecting resources, exploring and raiding and stuff like that. But it has much more of a story and a lot more going on. It's a lot more focused, and it's there's only it's offline, so it's only up to 4 players. So having more people will make it better. If anyone is here interested, on the channel, you can scroll back or there's actually a playlist for it. I have a bunch of episodes of me playing Grounded for What's This Game back in the day, because I was going to play it and review it with Daylaw, but life got in the way and we never picked it back up. So I'm looking forward to playing it with Snake now that he's trained, so to speak, in a game like that. The combat will be a lot different. There'll be a lot of different things, but there's going to be a lot of skills that are going to directly transfer over. So I'm looking forward to that.
On 2 levels. Firstly, Red Dead 2 is a newer game, and newer game equals stronger computers equals you can put more wires in the game. But also, we actually did have more wires on our utility poles in 1899 when Red Dead 2 is set than we do today. Like, way more. Here's a real
I want
picture.
to get a
This is not
second graphics card.
of a town in Kansas in 1911. Red Dead
Might
2
just
doesn't
see,
have that many
but depending on the price of a
wires.
graphics card, it might be better to just get a second
Great atmosphere
PC.
for the city of San Diego. As we follow this set of
I'll have
wires along
to
the train tracks,
I'll
we
have to
find
really look
many
around and
different
see
offshoots that
what
head
my
into
funds
the
are like,
streets, and one main
especially
one all the way around
after the
the
Hackamania
city.
tickets
And
come
when
out
you
and stuff
head
like
into
that,
the inner
then it
streets
might
of
be
San
freed up a little
Diego,
bit
you
more.
can see why they
I'll have
need
to
all
look
these
into it.
wires. There are just lights all over the place. And just like out by the river, the level of detail here is pretty wild. It feels like there are power lines everywhere connecting to almost every single building that they can, and the result is that the map of wires in
Trained,
Saint-Denis
got it. Yeah,
looks
exactly.
a lot like the map of streets of Saint-Denis with a few exceptions. There are 8 dead-end points where the wires stop, and then 4 places, including 2 along the
Here's what I mean by that. Hold on, do I have a... There we go. Here's what I mean by that. Something that exactly carries over is the way the crafting tables work. In Grounded, they work the exact same way. You open up in the crafting menu, you scroll down on the left-hand side, you pick the thing you want to do, you make sure you have the resources in your inventory. I don't think you can pull from the chests, like, wirelessly, but you might be able to, I don't remember. But either way, if you have the resources you need, it just puts it on the bench in a little timer, and it crafts in real time, and you can, like, stack up to 5 items, and you can walk away while those things are crafting, and if you want to, like, speed up crafting, you can make more than 1 bench. It's exactly the same way in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of things that you're going to be like, oh, this is exactly like Once Human. So it'll be good that you'll have a base skill set.
train tracks where the wires head out into the mysterious wilderness. But beyond that, everything is connected to this grid. One funny
I just got to the town of Rhodes in my playthrough of Red Dead. So when I pick it up again, this is where I'm going to be, right where he's looking around.
Exceptions like the streetcar in New Orleans, which Saint-Denis is based off of, but the vast majority of the electrical infrastructure was just there to make the night.
Having these physical sliders is making it really nice to be able to mix this on the fly.
Saint-Denis mapped out. Every single wire, every single utility pole. It's a pretty impressive achievement considering how it was probably the job of like 1 or 2 people at Rockstar to sit around for days and just connect stuff together with wires. And if we're going to take the environment of the game at face value, then this building, the one
I wonder how many people worked on the
is
wires.
Source of all of that electricity. This is the power plant for Red Dead Redemption 2. The obvious question then is, what kind of power plant is it? Well, in modern times, we've got all sorts of ways to make electricity. We can burn natural gas,
plants power?
spin a turbine to generate electricity.
No.
We
Boo.
can use a river
Boo.
to spin a turbine
I suck.
to generate electricity. We can use nuclear fission to spin a turbine to make electricity. We can use wind to spin a turbine to make, see where this is going. It's mostly turbines. Or we steal it from the sun. See, that's the other option.
Steal it?
In 1899,
What do you mean
there was
steal
really
it?
only one option. Coal.
The sun is
Burn
throwing
coal,
it at us
boil water,
constantly.
and
We're
make
just
steam
accepting it.
to spin a turbine.
I won't let you
which makes
besmirch the
electricity.
sun.
Now, the thing with coal is that unless it's really high-quality coal with really efficient burning equipment, it makes a lot of black smoke. So if this building is actually a coal-fire power plant, we would expect to see huge smokestacks with black smoke coming out of them on top. You're not going to believe this, but take a look.
Black smoke
Huge
stole my bike.
smokestacks with black smoke coming out on top. They nailed it.
Another bad
Absolutely
one.
incredible.
Boo.
There's also one other little detail here, which is where the wires come out of the window. I forgot to put this in the script, but I wanted to tell you.
That's
Out of
interesting.
this window, normally you can't pack a bunch of wires into a window like that unless you give each wire its own, I don't remember what they're called, insulators. But if you use a camera mod to zoom in on the window, it literally has an insulator for every single wire. It's just crazy
Hooray!
the amount of details. It really is. Yes, you can
That
find
is
things
good.
to nitpick, like how the wires on the utility poles don't actually connect across the insulators, or this
Yeah.
light pole that somehow got misplaced so that it doesn't
Uh-oh.
actually connect with its own wires. Man, the game's overall understanding
Yeah.
of the aesthetics of life in New Orleans in 1899, pretty astounding. But what if we get outside of the city? Remember those offshoots that we talked
So,
about? The ones
wait, is
following
Rhodes
the train
supposed to be New
tracks?
Orleans?
I don't want to just know where the power is in the city. I want to know where all of the power lines in the entire game go. I want to know how the World Wide Web of wires is connected. I just made that up. Now, it seems pretty clear at this point that one of Red Dead 2's guiding principles when it comes to these power lines is that the power lines follow the train tracks. If we follow those train tracks out of the city going north, we'll see that they head all the way up the coast along those train tracks until they hit the northernmost
His
city
type of deep
Annesburg. At
exploration
Annesburg, they
really
go to the
inspires
city,
me to get
powering all the
nitpicky
houses
whenever
and
I...
do everywhere else, and then they come to
not
a stop
nitpicky,
here.
nitty gritty
There's a few empty
whenever I
vehicles
play a
and
game
a
like
place
this.
heading further
Because I'll
north.
run around and do the
Otherwise,
same
at
thing
some
and be like,
point
oh,
in the
what,
future, they may continue
what is this?
testing out that way, but for
How
now,
well was this
Annesburg
thought
is the
out?
end of the line. It's not quite that simple, though. Along the way to Annesburg, there are a variety of offshoots, like one that splits off to another railroad line before just coming to an end near the river, and then another offshoot goes down to the rundown city of Van Horn. I'll tell you what, I will something about Van Horn. The layout of Van Horn is interesting because it's mostly just a normal loop that comes off the train line, just like the other cities we've looked at, goes down through the main road, etc., and then connects back to the train line. But towards the south end of the loop, there's one little offshoot.
Something I really like
Power
about
lines
watching his
start to head off
videos
towards this abandoned
is,
house, but at some point you can see that the wires
and it'll be a place I've never seen, and then I'll come
the
across
house
the game and be like,
presumably
oh,
abandoned.
I know
If you
that.
go inside that house, you can actually see that while there are electric lights inside, none of them are working, and instead, someone has actually lit candles to provide lighting. With this game, I really can't understand like how they just thought through so much. Insane. And honestly, I looked through a lot of the houses and buildings for this whole exercise, and I swear I couldn't find a single house that had electricity in it, but didn't have a wire running to it. Well, except one, but we'll talk about that later. There's another small offshoot just outside of Saint Denis, going to a small little working area outside of the town, but for this particular line, that's pretty much it. Now, if we head to the other side of Saint Denis, remember that offshoot that we originally came in on, we can follow that back out of the city, past Rhodes, and the wires continue to follow the train tracks for quite a while before eventually they hit a fork in the road. We're going to put a pin here because we will come back and explore the other fork, but let's take that first fork to the north, which eventually runs all the way to the city of Valentine. Valentine, just like Rhodes and Annesburg and
I
Saint
do
Denis,
like
has
Valentine.
electricity
Valentine
that
feels
all
very
comes to the main
cowboy.
grid. The main line continues east past the city into the Heartland oil fields, providing electricity to the buildings and equipment there. Then it goes further east, eventually leading to another fork. We'll take the east fork
This
first
is
because it's not
fascinating.
too far along
I'm
that,
glad
so
he
it
did
curves
this
north
because
and
I
north,
wouldn't
so we
have.
stop right here along the train tracks. Now, as a fun side note, you can see that the power lines end, but the train tracks continue. I originally did my research for this video in the online mode of the game, and it's actually a little bit different. The power lines still end in the same place, but the train tracks in the online mode have not been built. And I believe the online mode takes place a year before the main game, so it's actually there are changes made to sort of show the world evolving, which is very cool. Now back at that
wow.
fork, we can head south past the Emerald Ranch. I don't know.
That's
if this was
fascinating
intentional or not.
because Grand Theft Auto 4 or Grand Theft Auto 5 online, it takes place after the main campaign. Takes place like a year, maybe 6 months. I can't remember, but it takes place definitively after the main campaign. And since all of the characters are in it, it is assumed. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know. Actually, no, Michael is. I'd have to look. Because if Michael's not in the online, that means the canon ending is Franklin killing Michael. Because Trevor's still alive, and so is Franklin. So, that's something to think about. I don't know if Michael's still in online.
close attention to Emerald Ranch because you'll notice that there are power lines heading to the house from the grid, and yet all of the lighting at the ranch seems to be gas or candles, and none of the equipment seems to be electricity driven, which is interesting. Now, historically, this makes sense. Farms in the United States were unbelievably far behind the cities.
Snake says, I do this sometimes, but never think to document it.
From around the time of the New Deal, so like the 1930s or something, that found that fewer than 10% of American farms were electrified, and that was in the 1930s. Red Dead is set, 30 years before that. So in the time of Red Dead 2, it would have been unheard of for a farm this far away from the city to have any kind of electricity. So how do we explain this wire? Well, there's a big piece of information that I still have to
Somebody
drop on
built
you,
it, but forgot to plug it in.
We have to go through the whole grid first. But that piece of information is what I think is the single biggest mistake that Red Dead 2 makes with its electrical infrastructure, and I think that mistake explains a ton about why we're seeing things like this, as well as a few other things that we'll get into later. So let's wrap up mapping the whole grid first, and then we'll circle back to this. Also, if this is your kind of video, you should subscribe. Nobody's doing it like me on YouTube.
Yeah,
Most more
exactly.
people would, then I could watch them, but I can't, so you should subscribe. Following the line south.
Hey, Snake, he's talking about you. Document it. Make videos like this.
Where it ends up getting wrapped around the trestle of the bridge as it goes over the swamp, which is
You're definitely qualified.
Detail. At the end of the bridge, it goes back up on the utility poles across another river, and eventually, ta-da, we're back in Saint Denis, which only leaves one more fork that we haven't explored, all the way back over here. Now, this particular path is very cool because it kind of represents the end of the expansion of power lines up into the mountains. You follow it all the way across the mouth of this river, into the forests and hills, up past Riggs Station, even further up into the wild hills, until eventually you get here, Wallace Station. It's a dumpy little place that doesn't actually have any electric lighting itself, and the whole vibe is very edge of the new world. The train tracks do continue onwards.
I like that
up here
place. It
without
looks
power
nice.
lines following them, and for good measure, I decided I should follow them all the way around as well. Amazingly, they actually go all the way across the northern edge of the map and connect back to Ansburg.
Well, I like the
but
way
there
you
are
can
no
see
more
the
power
horse
lines
fading
across
in
the
as
entire
he's
route.
riding.
There is one peculiar little mistake, though. Once the tracks get way up into the mountains, they start going through tunnels, which is a very weird and lonely vibe, and most of these tunnels are just dark and strange. But one of them, way up here in the middle of nowhere, is lit, and these lights are not gas, and they're not flames. This is electric lighting in the middle of nowhere. No power lines, no wires.
Is that a zombie?
Now,
What was
how
that?
did this little tunnel in lighting in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, is that him just sneaking?
No power lines, no wires, nothing. Now, how did this little tunnel in the middle of nowhere, way up in the mountains, end up with electricity? It was a mistake. And that's it. That's the entire electrical grid of Red Dead Redemption 2. Every single city connected by utility poles along the train tracks to every single building and every single light in every single town. And the power is all generated here at the electric coal plant in Saint Denis. Pretty incredible attention to detail. There's just one problem. None of this could have happened in 1899.
Why not?
Take a look at this picture.
This is a different
Old,
world.
Grainy-ass picture. This is a picture of
This is
what you might know
Rockstar
it is.
world.
Power lines running along a train track in the era of Red Dead Redemption 2. Or at least that's how you interpreted it with your modern brain. But that's not what it is.
No, you lied to me.
These are not power lines at all. These are telegraph lines. These lines in this picture, they don't carry electric power. They carry this little beeping signal that let people communicate over long distances before we invented telephones. These lines do not, and in fact could not, have carried electrical power.
But like I
because we
said,
didn't have
it's
long
not-
distance electrical lines in 1899.
It's not historically
For the most part.
accurate.
There's like a couple of exceptions. They built one line from, I think, Niagara Falls to Buffalo, but aside from that, it didn't exist. Because the thing is, trying to send electricity long distances, it loses a lot of
Rockstar
its
is
power
just
the longer
alternate
you send it.
America.
So what you need to do is
So-
boost the power really, really high, so that then you can.
I mean, you
send
could just
it
write it
really
off
far
as that,
distance
in my
without it losing
opinion.
too much of its power, and then when it gets there, you can bring it lower again, so it doesn't explode everybody's houses. But the problem is, when you have the power really, really high like that, if it gets too close to like a tree or a ground or a person, the electricity, because it's so strong, will literally jump off of the line and like it's a lightning bolt basically that comes out and can strike a tree or cause a short, and it creates a fire. So in order to avoid this, what we do is we take that really powerful electricity and we put it way up in the sky on these transmission towers. That's why transmission towers are so tall, which means in order to send electricity long distances, you need some kind of transmission equipment, right? And we didn't really have that in 1899. And we also don't have that in Red Dead Redemption 2. What's funny about this is that in some ways, it seems like the game knows that these are telegraph lines. Remember that ranch that we talked about, how we saw a single wire connecting to the house, but there wasn't any electricity at the ranch itself? Visually,
Sure.
we could kind of conclude that that single wire is probably a telegraph line, which tracks with historical record. But the problem is that this telegraph line is connected directly to other wires that are clearly used for powering things. And they're also literally connected to a power plant. So that just doesn't track. And it also exposes another big error with the overall picture here. The idea that this one power plant in the city of Saint Denis could actually send power along these little power lines across the entire nation to distant towns and cities is a total and complete fabrication. It was just not possible to do this. Now you might be asking yourself, hold on, if it's not possible, how did all the cities and towns across America get electricity then? Did they just make it themselves? Yeah. Pretty much. Every single town, no matter the size, if they wanted to have electricity, they had to have their own power plant. And bigger cities often needed multiple power plants all across the city to make sure that they had one close enough to every building that wanted electricity. In fact, big businesses like hotels or like theaters, they would often have their own power plants in
Way
the
to
basements
suspend your
of buildings.
disbelief,
The
Austin.
streetcar line in New Orleans had its own power plant.
Honestly.
And every single one of these power plants was burning
Maybe
dirty
Tesla wasn't
coal, just dumping
killed,
pitch black
or he
smoke
was
into the
born
sky
earlier, or, you know,
24/7, just so people could have light bulbs. Oh, that reminds me. The most impressive
I
detail in
digress.
this game, the greatest thing I've ever seen in a video game maybe, has to do with light bulbs. So let me tell you about that now. I did a lot of research for this video, to the point that I had to start using this program called Obsidian to basically build my own personalized Wikipedia to keep track of all the little details and historical information that I needed for this to all come together. And I discovered tons of awesome anecdotes about the history
What are you
of electricity
digesting?
in the times of Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't get into all those things right now, but I will tell you about one of these details, okay? Picture this. By the 1890s, big cities across the world had started getting pretty comfortable with the idea of electric street lighting. It was extremely bright, relatively cheap to operate, and offered reliable lighting for important areas at night, like central business districts or industrial areas. The first lights that we used for street lighting were called arc lamps. These
Are
were
we getting
basically two
into
rods
light
in a
bulbs
glass
now?
box
Just
that
'cause
shoot
you want
lightning in
to?
between, and then the lightning is so bright that it lights up the entire street. The light from these arc lamps was extremely white and blue, kind
Dinner?
of like horrendous modern
pretty late for
LED
dinner.
lights that some streets use now. So it was
Seems
effective.
like
It was
you're more
really
into
good lighting,
fourth
but it
meal
wasn't pretty.
territory.
It was kind of harsh. As lamp technology evolved, eventually we invented incandescent lighting, which is kind of what you think about when you think of an old light bulb. These lights were cheaper to make, they were much warmer in tone, they were more pleasant to look at, and they were quieter. By 1899, the year that Red Dead Redemption 2 is set, cities like New Orleans were in the midst of a transition from the older, harsher arc lamps to newer, more pleasant incandescent lamps. Meaning that if you walked around at night in New Orleans in 1899, you would have seen both of them side by side. And I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, but let me show you what the streets of Saint Denis in this video game look like when you walk around at night.
Wow.
This is crazy. I mean, just the level of research that it requires to not only find pictures of old streetlights and recreate them in great detail, but to actually understand the surrounding context of their use and then implement that into the game. It's truly inspiring to me. And even more so, what's great about this is that it's ugly. Having two clashing lights, it doesn't look good. If your city has ever done that thing where they're switching from incandescent to LED for the streetlights, it's not nice to see them side by side. It actually, in this context, looks less old.
Yeah, my work actually just updated its lighting and has a mixture of fucking lighting, and it pisses me off.
Almost look like modern LEDs into a game set in 1899, but it's correct. It's true. That's amazing. Holy smokes. I mean, I've got goosebumps. Oh, and one more thing. Sorry, you know how I told you that this
One
was the map
more
of the entire
thing.
electrical grid in Red Dead 2? That was a lie. There's actually one more offshoot right here, all the way down here, that I hid from you. Where do you think it goes? Maybe you should
Your
take a
mom's
look.
house?
I'm Annie Austin. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Let me hit that like button. All right. And is this still going on?
Divorced kids, probably.
These two losers are insane.
Take a look at this map. This is a map.
All right. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to listen to or watch, but I'm
This
going
may
to watch
come as
this.
a surprise to you, but the Punisher is a character who is more than a logo slapped on the back of trucks owned by dudes who
And
either want to become cops
there
to
we go.
legally hurt people,
And
or who own guns because they imagine they'll have to
oop,
shoot
wrong
the
button.
entire government to save the world one day. No, the Punisher is actually a dude who could be described as Marvel's
Let's get
alternate
started.
reality Batman, with some tweakings to their formula to forever outlaw him from entering family-friendly territory like Batman often finds himself in. Meet Frank Castle, a man whose wife and kids were murdered by gangsters in front of his own eyes, causing him to go on a vengeance spree against the crime organizations of the world. And meet Archie Andrews, a bland as white-bread teenager whose most perilous conflict is choosing which of the two obsessively infatuated girls he knows he should go steady with. One of these two is trying to kill the other. But why?
Why?
I mean, but what? Okay, let's approach.
Why is the
this from a
Punisher trying to
different
kill
angle.
Archie? That's a
You
good
out there
question.
most likely know who Archie is, despite the fact that you most likely don't care about him. Think back to the
So it's
last
like an
time you went
Omni
to the
storage
grocery
box.
store. He's the guy on the cover of those tiny little comic books in the checkout aisle next to the tabloid magazines that somehow still exist despite the internet and the standard American diet displays. Archie doesn't really need a history lesson for this video to fill time like how most uncreative
AFK.
YouTubers would do it, because what you see is
You're
what you
AFK.
get. Archie started all the way back in 1939, back when America felt good enough from reading harmless teenage hijinks because Pearl Harbor hadn't happened yet. So our international bloodlust had yet to be realized. Archie pals around in Riverdale, USA with his friend Jughead, while Betty and Veronica compete to take him to the malt shop in a love triangle that's as dicey and spicy as milk. Wholesome doesn't define Archie. Archie defines wholesome. In those two sentences alone, I have given you a flawless picture of what to expect if you crack one of the Archie comic books open. So why the fuck is the Punisher trying to kill Archie? Well, now I have to backpedal away from the tried and true American red, white, and blue formula and get a little more out there. Archie in his
What does he mean by
entries
out there?
may be focused on giving your grandfather a sensible chuckle, but Archie in non-canon media is downright batshit insane. First, we can start with the canon, not canon spin-offs. Josie and the Pussycats and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, a furry LARPing pop rock
I
band,
suppose
and
I will.
actual sorcerer teenager, respectively, are two big properties that you may know of that spun off entirely.
Aw,
from
I
the
decided
Archie
not to
universe.
call.
They're
What am I,
not
some
too
sort of
outlandish
asshole?
in any capacity. The Archieverse has plenty of room for hot chick boring music and eventual live-action vehicle featuring a creepy as fuck animatronic. Next, I'd be a fool not to mention that the years
So, as I was saying about
to our
Undyne.
junior Mister. Archie has also seen himself
Undyne.
reimagined for a more modern audience time and time and time and time and time and time again, including Riverdale, a show so misdirected it perfectly insanity loops all the way back to being utterly amazing. Riverdale would need its own video for me to really do it.
Sans, oh my god, is that a human?
Examples of using a source material as pure
Uh-oh.
recognition and nothing else that I've ever seen.
Actually, I think that's a rock. Ow. Hey, what's that in front of the rock? Oh my god, is that a human? Yes. Oh my god! Sans, I finally did it! Undyne will. I'll be so popular. Popular. Ahem. Human, you shall not pass this area. I, the Great Papyrus, will stop you. I will then capture you. You will be delivered to the capital. Then, I'm not sure what's next. In any case, continue only if you dare.
Well, that one. Don't sweat it. I'll keep an eye socket out for you.
Alright, thanks, Sans.
I don't give a fuck.
Uh-oh.
Friends with
I'm being
Archie.
telephoned.
Forgotten shitty TV shows? Go for it.
Hey,
Comedy gimmicks that
is your
overstay their
refrigerator
welcome?
running?
Yep, we've got that too. And even the ladies get in on the
Oh.
action, as Betty and Veronica put aside their
Okay,
bickering
I'll send someone
Archie's
over to fix
loins
it.
meet a
Thanks for letting me
barbarian,
know.
a vampire, a living
communication
play
is
hybrid,
important.
and a woman. But now let's get
Ah,
to what I consider
I
to
know
be the
sold 'em.
big three and the focus of today's video. The crossovers that eventually hit my breaking point of making me throw up my hands and say, sure, fuck it, why not? People can do whatever they want now. I'm gonna go live in Atlantis.
Ow.
You know, I gotta say, it's pretty cool. The Punisher meets Archie.
All right.
Archie versus Predator.
Archie versus what the
And-
fuck?
Archie versus Sharknado.
What the
Pyramid
fuck?
of, this is a joke, isn't it? Made real, because modern capitalism has proven that people don't care at all about anything except throwing money at franchises that they already like. What more intro is there? Let's just review these pieces of not shit? Ooh yeah, plot twist. Plot twist this early in the video. Some of these comics might actually be good in an entirely unironic fashion, but that's just because they are ironic. You'll see what I mean. Let's just start the reviews. Oh god. The crossover you've been dreading. In what sense? Am I an avid Archie fan who every day prays my golden-haired Fairchild isn't hunted down by a bloodlusted sociopath? Or do I love the Punisher?
I'm bad.
And hate to see him hang out at the local malt shop?
I'm leaving.
That's my second malt shop joke of this video, and I'll be honest, I'm going to be making a lot more because it's my favorite.
There's some narration on the cardboard box. You observed a well-crafted sentry station. Who could have built this? You ponder. I bet it was a very famous royal guardsman. Note, not yet a very famous royal guardsman.
It started as a joke, which is a good start, actually. Very few grim
Absolutely no moving.
established properties work out well when they don't already have gothic leanings. Some properties are easy, such as turning a costume hooligan into an underworld crime fighter, working well because of the tragic backstory and the mystery of the weak angles leading naturally to crime's dark undertones. And
Did something move?
sometimes, if
Was it
you're
my
a
imagination?
really fantastic writer, you can pull a
I can only
material
see
like
moving
out of nowhere
things.
that's
If something was moving, for example, a human,
but most of the
I'll make
time,
sure it
it's
never
not
moves
really
again.
family-friendly to try to
Doggo
shock or
blocks the-
thrill rock audiences just ends up being sloppy and lame. Oh god damn it. First Riverdale and now these two comic books. I really need to stop spoiling future topics for future videos. It's not my fault that people just make really interesting crap. And here's a
Hobbies
little
include
character synopsis
squirrels.
page to just sell how much of a polarized idea this is. Either they're going full blast on the mismatch here to create something amazing, or we're about to witness a full frontal Hindenburg in the form of comic book writers stuttering out, trust me, this is funny, I swear, over the course of 48 pages. A criminal is running. He hits a wall and screams, "Oh!" Turns out
I
the
pet him
man's
and
being
pissed him
chased by the
off.
Punisher, who
He's
speaks
spazzing
fluent
out now.
ease. There's a shootout and the man escapes to a nearby train station where he's revealed to be the Ace Bunny to Archie's Bugs Bunny. The fake crash to crash
Something pet me. Something that isn't moving?
He's Archie's nasty
I'm gonna need some
doppelganger.
dog treats for this.
Welcome to Riverdale proper, where Archie is about to do his best John F. Kennedy impression. Except it's a fake.
Hello?
Just
Is anybody there?
Matt Leroy
No.
going to soak Archie's head. Archie retaliates and ends up blasting Veronica's face.
Some
with his
smoked
eye
dog
powder.
bones.
And in her anger, she tells Archie to go soak his head, which must mean she's blood-boilingly pissed because anyone can see that's
Hey,
exactly what just happened.
there's something
and
important to remember.
Veronica's anger has
Traveler has been a
multiplied
very
from
special attack. If you see a blue attack, don't move, and it won't hurt you. Here's an easy way to keep it in mind. Imagine a stop sign. When you see a stop sign, you stop, right? Stop signs are red, so imagine a blue stop sign instead. Simple, right? When fighting, think about blue stop signs. Thanks for telling me in yellow text.
Keep in mind, Melvin J goes by Red Fever because they use the names pretty interchangeably. Big Boy mentions he got a phone call from him earlier that day saying he was going to set up shop in Riverdale. Punisher hops in a car with his tech whiz associate, Microchip. And by this point, they may as well go pick up their comedic relief friend named Jokey
a lot of
Lancelot
ice.
to complete the vigilante crime-fighting cliche trio. But shut up about that. There's much more important
Ooh,
teenage
that's her dog.
drama to watch. Melvin J has infiltrated Riverdale pretending to be the owner of a big-time pharmaceutical company, and the bougie Veronica is introduced to him by her wealthy fried chicken empire father. Everyone can't shut up about how much Melvin resembles Archie, and after Veronica's last soaking that was approximately 22 inches above where she's most used to having that sensation, she begins to
Ow.
hatch a most likely stupid
Ow.
revenge plan.
I'm stupid.
shit. Whoop. Oh, whoop. They're getting to the revenge plot now. I thought I had more time until this. Okay, hang on. Let me jump around to my script here. I thought I had a bit more time to talk about. Okay. Let's see what I said for this page. And then Captain Picard put his hands firmly on her waist. "We mustn't take long. Captain Jack Sparrow's crew is waiting for us," he whispered under his hot breath. "Don't worry, I'll be quick," replied Diane Foxington.
Almost got me.
Nope. That is something that I've been writing for
Critical
3 years,
pet.
and I will not release until it's perfect. And yeah,
I critical petted him.
Okay, so
You have to
Veronica's
jump
plan
to pet the dog now.
is to invite Melvin to the 1950 school dance instead of Archie to make him jealous.
You don't even pet it. It gets more excited.
For the love of God, cut away!
Oops. I just found
Kettle
myself
whistle.
on top of an actual mountain. No green screen tricks. No tomfoolery.
Oh no, is this an ad?
Just this. As far as the eye.
You call the dog, but it's too late. It cannot hear you.
You might be
Far
wondering,
away bark.
how did I do it? Well, Gamer Subs is how I did it. Gamer Subs.
Shut up, Hugbees. Oh no, you pushed my water off. Silly cat. Got him. Got him. Dead. Game him. Okay. I should have put it here. That's where it goes.
Use code HUGBEES or click the link in the description to get a discount on your Gamer Subs order. Buy some energy drinks. They've got all sorts of other cool merch too. They've
What
got
happened?
Anime
Why
Girl
can't I
tees.
click anymore?
I know a lot of you are into that. Most importantly, I'm working
There we go.
very, very hard to get my name.
You
slapped
said,
on
"Oh, you're
something.
being thorough."
And
Well, you
everyone
know
knows
what? I want to make sure. I want to make sure he gets petted. You know.
in the world. After all, I climbed a mountain for you. I'm up here alone.
And he's coming back now, so you know soon he'll be back in orbit.
Desolate mountain peaks. Only my
Oh.
will and strength.
Pomegranate.
Tourist over there. Don't worry about him. Only my strength and will.
Because he's a Pomeranian.
Keeping me alive.
I get it.
And Gamer Subs. Go to the link in the description. Use code HUGBEES.
Man, is this ad still going?
Discount
Jesus
code
Christ.
on yours. What the hell was that? Oh, a woodland
It's possible that
creature.
you may have a problem.
Enthusiastic about my love for games. Look at him. Yes, you can have some too. You want some? I don't know what you are, but you're not getting any of my Gamer Subs. Gamer Subs. Even the creatures on the mountaintop know how good it is. God bless you, Gamer Subs, for making all of this possible and putting a corporate
Oh my
brand
God, this is a long ad.
on Earth's natural beauty.
God.
Punisher and Micro arrive in Riverdale. Micro explains that the Punisher got orders to bring Melvin in alive instead of his usual shoot first and then shoot again and then ask questions later and then shoot one more time mentality. Because Melvin has extensive info on all sorts of other criminal organizations that the government wants and is willing to cut Punisher a deal for. Micro offers to buy the Punisher a malt at the malt shop, which puts my malt shop joke counter to 3, and I'm not even the one who made it. And inside said malt shop is Archie drowning his sorrows in distilled diabetes with his pal Jughead. Federal agents step in to arrest Archie, believing him to be red fever. They arrest
Uh-oh,
Jughead
he's
too
starting to
because he's
attack
being
me.
annoying, and you know what? That's perfectly fair. Punisher and Micro see this happen and recognize those agents as no agents at all, but in fact members of a rival gang. It's pretty fucked up they can just lie like that, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not even
Look
in
at
the
that
comic
tail
book.
speed.
But I don't know how to convey to the writers that my teenage love triangle
The dog is
fantasy
unpettable, but it appreciates the attempt.
criminal violence. dance. So they mercifully cut back to Veronica arriving to the dance with Melvin. This page also has one of my favorite moments in the entire comic. Hey Andrews, what's with the buck teeth? Only at $1 when you went to the dentist? God damn!
I don't know if his head gets any longer than this.
Meanwhile, back in the fun car that only happy-go-lucky people are allowed in, the hyper-realistic drawings of the thugs contrasted with Archie's simple goofball looks are giving me a decent giggle, especially when one of them decides to scream,
All right.
"It's the Punisher!" And then someone
I
lets
spare
out a
you.
massive
His head
fart
shrunk.
in the car. The noxious fumes
Good
from
dog.
someone's crop dusting causes the car to spin
Hi,
out.
Mr.
Archie
Man.
awakens on the
Hi,
pavement
I'm
to
a
the Punisher
snowman.
giving him
I
a
want to see the
classic
world,
Detroit
but I
welcome.
cannot
At
move.
the dance, the band
Would you be so
technician
kind?
named
Please
Scooter
take a piece of
recognizes
me and
Red
bring it
Foot
very
and
far
wants to
away.
place a call, ratting him out,
Yep, I
while
got
Red
ya.
reminds Veronica that maybe a high school dance isn't the best
Bye.
place for a dude who I'm guessing is about 35, even if his date happens to go to that school. And I just realized how
You're so lazy. You were napping all night.
I think that's called sleeping.
Excuses, excuses. Oh, the human arrived. In order to stop you, my brother and I have created some puzzles, and I think you will find this one quite shocking. For you see, this is the invisible electricity maze. When you touch the walls of this maze, this orb will administer a hearty zap. Sounds like fun? Because the amount of fun you will have will probably, well, it's actually rather small, I think. Okay, you can go ahead now. Oh. Sans, what did you do?
I think the human has to hold you.
Oh, okay. Hold this, please. Okay, try now. Well, I don't think I can beat this one.
Stop giving there.
Ow.
Because this next page absolutely belongs in the Panel Hall of Fame, alongside the likes of Mr.
I'll never
Freeze
beat this
Gamer
puzzle.
Batman, Charles Barkley dunking on Godzilla, and Snowflame's Rainbow
I'm losing my
Cocaine.
mind. I'm just kidding. Incredible, you slippery snail. You solved it so easily. Too easily. However, the next puzzle will not be so easy. It is designed by my brother Sans. You will surely be confounded. I know I am.
Look at the framing, the color work, the juxtaposition. This page absolutely rules. If you want to critique anything, maybe complain that Punisher's current shooting angle is maybe out of character because it's not instantly lethal to a man he suspects did something worse than jaywalking, but that's just me desperately cramming a joke into this part because this panel is so good. I love it.
It is a good panel.
I absolutely love it. Punisher realizes his mistake, and Archie mistakes that Punisher just opened Uzi fire on his best
Oop,
friend,
I
which
was- I
again
keep
is
hitting
really
6
funny
instead
because
of
why? What
that
has
one.
Jughead done to deserve being riddled by 32 rounds of 9mm ammunition?
Snake says, I have a weird question. Well, that's good to know. Are one of your ear holes larger than the other? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure. My AirPods fit really well, so I don't think. I guess that is a weird question.
Therefore needs chronic mental health evaluation, the station officer relents and assigns a cop to help him. The henchmen get into the car of some other henchmen who, in classic 1950s fashion, outfitted theirs with a smoking
Hey,
section.
thanks. My
which makes
brother
them all
seems like he's
cough
having
silly while
fun.
divulging
By
their
the way,
plan to
did you
kill
see that
Red
weird
so they
outfit
can't
he's
spill his
wearing?
information,
We
and
made
then
that a
letting
few
the
weeks
Punisher
ago
take
for a
the fall
costume
for it.
party.
The Punisher and
He hasn't
Mike
worn
are
anything
listening
else
into their
since.
conversation, of
Keeps
course,
calling
and
it
they
his
overhear that
battle
the
body.
mobsters were the ones
Man.
tipped off to Red's
Isn't my
location
brother
at the
cool?
Riverdale High School dance. Then some old crony bitch calls the cops on the Punisher for illegally parking in her driveway, and the Punisher responds with an absolutely unnecessary.
I don't understand why these
escalation
aren't
of
selling.
force. Frank,
It's the perfect weather for something
you're
cold.
working for the government on this one.
Oh, a customer.
Just flash your
Hey.
temporary license to kill
Nice
permit
cream?
and tell them to hit the road.
Yeah, I'll
Don't
take it.
Flashbang their skulls when you hit them on
Thanks.
the road. Meanwhile, the cops in Riverdale do what every American cop is expected
Can I have
to
a
do
second
for
one?
any crime not requiring a taser. the bare minimum. Archie and
Thanks.
Jughead tell their friends the Punisher is going to crash the high school dance, and that
Thanks,
prompts
buddy,
them all to
bye.
run in a flurry to warn the others. While the Punisher breaks into the school to remind us again of the delightful contrast in tones going
Hi.
on that's somehow working perfectly, Mel begins getting frisky with Veronica.
I've been
by
thinking
using the
about selling
identical
treats
twin
too.
technique, which is you can legally
Want some
sleep
fried
with
snow?
anyone you're
It's just
supposed
5G.
to sleep with. But Veronica
Sure.
turns him down because, well, he's a
50.
fucking creepy criminal
Sure.
mastermind. Why else would
Really?
the henchman
How about
infiltrate the dance by posing as catering,
5,000?
and the Punisher infiltrates
No.
the dance by posing as the new phys ed teacher.
I have to pay for the raw materials
This relates to
somehow.
This variant cover of the book, which features Frank Castle locked, loaded, and proudly displaying his Second Amendment rights in the middle of a high school dance, which has about 191 jokes about it, but not a single one of them that I can utter publicly.
Looks like a
because
snowball.
YouTube's strict
Actually,
policy
it's
guidelines
a
are pretty
snow
clear when it
decahedron.
comes to shocking content. Melvin spots
Wow.
the Punisher and then decides, 1, that's when he'll make his exit, 2, Veronica will make a convenient hostage, and 3, he should use the
My right ear is larger. That's how I know. My earbuds fit different.
It's an average American high school after. Oh fuck!
Are you
I'm
okay?
sorry. Oh,
Still
shit.
grumpy.
I slipped. I'm sorry. YouTube, please don't take down my channel. Please, it's all I have. It's all I have. That and my insane amounts of money, my devilish good looks, my charm, my wit, my talent, and a very, very special someone waiting
Bam.
for me at home. That means you, by the
Bam.
way.
Bam.
I just
Bam.
went. And it's
Killing
here
it.
we get
Killing
to
it.
One of the best moments in the entire comic. You know, normally I have some sort of man-baby temper tantrum about bad writing.
No.
20-plus-year-old stories that no one cares about anymore. But so far, not only do I have no complaints, I like this a lot. The mobsters in disguise as the catering spot Archie trying to call the cops on Melvin, mistaking him to be Melvin, and then make their move to take him out. But the smoker's cough from the smoke car earlier alerts the Punisher to their undercover presence, letting him get the drop on them. That's clever. That's fun. This comic is fun. They are pairing together a joke idea from the start and towing the tongue-in-cheek line just enough.
Oh, that's
to make the
interesting.
story actually engaging without feeling forced or
Nope.
eye-rolling. I may love
Nope,
stupid
come on.
shit, but I love stupid
Oof.
shit that wraps around
All right.
to not
Got it.
being stupid anymore. Micro
Like
tries
this
to act like a
game.
Red, but Moose, a dumb jock, not a literal moose, punches Micro, assuming he's a bad guy, trying to
Do I get
attack
anything
Red
out of
for
this?
Who he mistakes as Archie. Red pulls Veronica along his escape
Purple.
route so
Even
he
when
can
you felt
finally
trapped,
give her
you
that
took
second
notes and
pearl
achieved
necklace
the end of
compliment the
Ball.
first one that he promised
You're
her.
awarded
Stupid, literal
2G.
bullshit cartoon shenanigans
Whee!
occur in the scuffle, prompting the Punisher to get in on the action by literally pieing someone in the face. Okay, it's a cake that he throws, not a pie, but come on.
Hey, that's okay. I don't have
You
any
got
snow.
a comic where the Punisher Looney Tunes is someone during a hostage standoff and then says, "You want to cut a deal?
Hello?
Piece of
Okay.
cake."
I unplugged the wire.
And
I'm to
I'm
make
not
sure it's still good.
embarrassed. I'm impressed.
It's not an important
I don't know
wire.
how
Good.
they so masterfully blended tones here, but good golly oh molly, they nailed it. And the Archie
His.
inflections are rubbing
Hers.
off on me, so I'm gonna swear now to keep them at bay.
Smell danger rating.
Bastards. I'm not going to hurt you.
Snow smell, snowman, white rating, can become yellow rating.
Correct. And
Unsuspicious
more importantly,
smell.
I'm here to see
Puppy
no
blue rating.
harm
Smell of
comes to
rolling around.
Riverdale.
Weird
Come
smell,
on.
humans, green rating.
Come on, look
Destroy
at
at
this.
all
This is great.
costs.
Look at this. Come on. I
So
would
green's
bet there's
bad.
only one
I don't wanna
of
be
you out
green.
there that doesn't like this comic. And the difference between me and them is that I'll know the touch of a woman in my lifetime, so I guess I just have to make peace with my superiority and move on. This is great. The gang regroups at the malt shop, just the malt shop, no 1950s jokes here, and listens to a ransom tape sent by...
Human, I hope you're ready for... Sans, where's the puzzle?
Right there, on the ground. Trust me, there's no way they can get past this one.
After washing her neck, she goes into hiding. Mel turns on the factory lights and is joined
Fuck.
by a parade of classic parade balloon characters.
Alright.
Spider-Man, Sonic the Hedgehog, Knockoff Captain
Okay.
America,
We'll start with fall,
Blue
I
from
guess.
Blue's Clues with a weight problem, Michelin Man if he was a furry.
Alright, there's the first one.
Really fucked up
Gia
clown. I think it's
Gerber.
supposed to be
That's that big
actually
thing.
be Jughead's dog, Hot Dog.
I see
McDonald's, but
monster.
why would he be a parade float? whatever. Let's just pretend that the town of Riverdale has a dumb mascot and move on.
Skeletons? Oh, they can go
Hello,
backwards.
everyone.
Okay.
Nerdy Hugbees here. I know some of you in the comments are going to rally back on my joke, so I thought I'd take a bit
Fig
of time
and
to educate
cigars.
the audience myself. This isn't actually a knockoff of Captain America. This is an Archie Comics original character called The Shield, who actually predates Captain America by almost a year. If
There's
anything,
Spring up there on the
Captain America's
side.
a rip-off of The Shield, not the other way around. And besides, if they got the rights to The Punisher and Spider-Man for this comic, well, why wouldn't they just use Captain America? Pretty silly if you ask me. And now if you'll excuse me,
I have to go slay some pussy.
There's Winter right
The
there.
Punisher bursts onto the scene and says, and I quote, "Hey, fuckface. You remember that guy Scooter, don't you, fuckface? Well, turns out he knows everything you do, and he's willing to now talk to the police because of all the wacky shit you just pulled in Riverdale, fuckface." So
I have
now
word
I'm
search
keeping
books,
you
LOL.
alive.
I bought a stack of them for like
Shoot you right in
$1.
the face.
I'd buy that for $1.
Fuckface. That's my new fan canon catchphrase for the Punisher. You can let me know in the comments if you like it. It was either that
I can't
or
find fall.
Ba-da-ba-ba, the Punisher. Archie's gang bursts through the door, and in the commotion, Red
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba,
begins shooting while the
I'm
Punisher
punishing.
fleeing everywhere. A stray bullet deflates a nearby balloon, which covers the Punisher as he shouts, "Ba-da-ba-ba-ba," in frustration. But when in Cartoon Town, reality
What?
stops mattering.
What?
Calamity abounds left and right until Mel
Look it up
gets
here.
his foot caught
Silly
in a
pants?
float rope, which hoists him into the sky, revealing his red hair has been a toupee this entire time. That plot development would make more sense dramatically if Mel knew of Archie and started wearing it purposely to disguise.
Man, I really
as
can't
him,
find fall. Is this like
as
an
far as I know, the
unpassable one?
resemblance
This one
was
right
an
here?
Entire coincidence, and the end of this book just wants us to tack on Andy's bald too.
Robots
On the
right
list of
there.
ways to insult this guy. God bless Archie Comics for putting the bald community in their place. Those shiny-headed scumbags. Mel, aka Red, aka Chrome Dome, is apprehended by police helicopters, and the Punisher writes in his diary what amounts to, "Boy, was
There's
that all
Mermaid.
fucked up or what?" And the ending is even stranger depending on how you look at it. Frank kisses an old
And
woman
hot.
because she
So I
saved
found
his life
everything
by
except for
freaking out,
fall.
and then rides off into the sunset with a Riverdale varsity
There it
jacket
is.
in tow, announcing their next stop is Gotham City.
Aha, I've solved
which
it.
doesn't even belong to the same comic book company. And then later, somewhere else entirely,
Destroyed.
Wolverine finds out Jughead is the most dangerous mutant.
Sans, that didn't do anything.
Whoops. I knew I should have used today's crossword instead.
What? Crossword? I can't believe you said that. In my opinion, Junior Jumble is easily the hardest. What?
Really, dude? That easy peasy word scramble? That's for baby bone.
Unbelievable. Human, solve this dispute. I don't know what the Junior Jumble is, my dude. I don't think I'm qualified to judge this. So we're gonna hit it with the toss-up.
The inside cover even keeps the fun going, as the original title of Meats is scratched out to replace it with verses, adorned with lovely blood smatterings.
You two are weird. Crosswords are so easy. It's just the same solution every time. I just fill all the boxes with the letter Z. Because every time I look at the crossword, all I can do is snore. That was a good joke.
Papyrus finds difficulty in interesting places. Yesterday, he got stumped trying to solve the horoscope.
Good one, Sans.
If you're not subscribed yet, you're a complete and utter dumbass.
Knowing day the mouse might one day find a way to heat up the spaghetti, it fills you with determination. Hooray! It's an unplugged microwave. All the settings say spaghetti. It's a plate of frozen spaghetti. It's so cold, it's stuck to the table. It's a note from Pirates. Human, please enjoy this spaghetti. Little do you know, this spaghetti is a trap, designed to entice you. You'll be so busy eating it that you won't realize you aren't progressing. Thoroughly japed again by the great Papyrus.
We get a handful of pages of the gang hanging out, some innocent jokes here and there, but then Reggie, typical wisecracker of the group, calls himself a sexual nerd eyeing some secret briefcase
Enough of that.
when it's actually a telescope. We're losing it. We're losing losing it. We are losing our grip on the true funny coming from Archie's humble pie world clashing with the real one. We're taking these characters and making them act out of character for the sake of making things edgier.
Nodak, hit the like button. Good to see you, Nodak. Warning, dog marriage. Uh-oh.
A giant meteor falls from the sky and everyone gathers round, including those rich kids from before who are
Ice Cap, Snowdrake, everyone's here. Nah, I'm out.
When you wish upon a star,
A memorable holiday.
all you could eat buffet.
Archie.
Flawless victory.
Third base.
Death to the proletariat.
Okay, maybe I'm being too hasty. That was pretty awesome. The next morning, stuff happens. It's not important, except that the Predator is now watching the group doing boring high schooler stuff that I gotta be honest, I'm not interested in at all, because this isn't nearly as funny as the Punisher comic. There's a beach beauty contest,
Click.
which Betty steals
Hidden
away from
switch.
Veronica, and that causes drama, which leads to a ripped swimsuit fight on the beach that the Predator's visor reacts to with all sorts of positive emojis, which restores my
What?
hope that this comic is gonna focus on the comedic mismatch. Although my reservations are still tempered because this clearly lacks any eggplant, peach, or water drop emojis, so I'm starting to think the writers weren't even trying. Archie trips trying to break it up.
Oh, fuck, we're dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
There's just a lot happening here.
What's that smell? Where is that smell? If you're a smell, identify your smelf.
Reggie is being called a troll by this guy, and Betty is bleeding all over the goddamn place, which if I
There's that
were
weird
a
smell.
lonely
Makes me
man,
wanna
I would say is like a
eliminate.
typical
Eliminate you.
These are the Archie characters we know, but
I like that they kiss.
I guess they're being tweaked for the story. I'm just less impressed here than I thought I would be. I mean, it's all for the sake of playing into a campy group of stupid fuck teens get slaughtered horror trope plot. They're turning them into exactly what we would expect from said tropes instead of laying said tropes
Take my wife's
onto
fleas.
them.
Don't actually.
Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, but okay, I'll reword it.
I forget how you're supposed to live through that one. Got my ass kicked. Go underneath the blades. That's it. Silly me.
Existing, and then slowly molding the characters to fit it better, rather than working to find clever writing to suit both.
You smell all right.
Yeah, I get it. It's confusing. I will dumb it down for you even more.
Ow, I'm stupid. There.
Betty legally changes her name to Pissy as she storms off from the group and stumbles onto an ancient shrine the two rich kids have been looting this
You pet
entire
doggy
time.
me.
Betty touches some obviously cursed shit.
Well,
with her
don't
grubby
leave me
mitts
out.
And places a curse on rich girl who's named Cheryl. Carol.
Got it.
Cheryl. I don't know.
Charon.
And Veronica.
No,
The rest
I
of the
don't know.
gang
Making
eventually
it up.
find Betty, previously suspecting that she was devoured by the jungle jaguars,
okay, I pet
which
her,
prompts
now I gotta
them
pet
all to
her.
become absolutely
Them
stupid
a
oblivious
whatever.
to the blood dripping all over them from above. Oh well, it's probably
A dog that pets
nothing
dogs?
to-
Amazing.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, tone established. This is a Predator comic with the thin veneer of Archie splash
I win.
on it. We're not going to be getting any servings of humble
Dogs
pie
can
this
pet
time
other
around.
dogs?
We're gonna
A
be
new
reading
world has been
Cabin in
opened.
the Woods comic number
Thanks, weird puppy.
476-B with a light sprinkling of familiar
Victory.
characters on it. I had some hopes that we'd be doing a When Worlds Collide type deal, but I don't think Archie Comics would ever feature eviscerated corpses like this. So now we've just got to accept that we're going to be coasting on 10% Pirates of the Caribbean Johnny Depp and 90% Nightmare on Elm Street Johnny Depp because there's shit in the bed.
It's impossible.
and it
Nobody could
smells
ever
like a
solve
generic
this.
slasher movie. Well, that's enough fun for
What?
Archie and his
How did you
friends
avoid my
to
trap?
leave the island.
And more importantly, is there any left for me?
Follows them back to Riverdale and continues to use emojis to describe what he's going to do to the gang, which is kill them. Oh no!
I'm gonna be honest, I
Okay,
left
wait,
it.
yeah, why the fuck is the Predator
Really?
advisor
Wowee.
reacting
You
to
resist the
this?
flavor of my
Pick a
home-cooked
line
pasta?
and ride it instead
Just
of
so you could
swinging
share
back
it
and forth between
with me?
Hyper-Gorefest and Hyper
Fret not,
Kitty
human.
Fest.
I, Master Chef Papyrus, will make you all the pasta you could ever want. Hee 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 hee. Yeah.
Aren't fucking yet. On the upside, the next issue cover is pretty delightful. Issue 2! The Predator is in
Wow.
Riverdale and already trying to kill absolutely everyone, so at least he's acting in character. He tries to snipe Veronica, but in a classic cartoony bit of comedy, his shots are deflected at the last second by things getting in the way. Dilton arrives to tell them that the rich kids, Carousel and Jason, have been killed by what they suspect to be a wild animal. But
My
there's
brother
no
started a
time for
sock
that.
collection
It's time
recently.
for cake.
How saddening. Sometimes I wonder what he would do without such a cool guy taking care of him.
Film and oblivious wacky character comedy. The start was a bit hard to wrap my head around since that
Human. How do I say this? You were taking a long time to arrive, so I decided to improve this puzzle by arranging the snow to more like my face. Unfortunately, the snow froze to the ground. Now the solution is different. And as usual, my lazy brother is nowhere around. I suppose that what I'm saying is, worry not, human. I, the Great Papyrus, will solve this conundrum. And then we can both proceed. Meanwhile, feel free to try to solve the puzzle yourself. I'll try not to give away the answer.
Would normally be to kill the same number of people cursed, but then she says there's an alternate spell she can cast to fix everything instead. Anubis, god of the dead, tells Veronica to shut up, which was my first laugh at this entire comic so far, and then the spell casting begins. Fuck! That did nothing! Because the Predator bursts in and shanks Sabrina like a teenage bitch. She even glucks all over the place. I'm not touching that one. And then the dagger shatters into a million pieces. There's a delightful running joke of Veronica getting splattered in other people's blood while the Predator trophyizes Sabrina.
I heard yesterday was National Pasta Day. I missed it because I forgot to mark it on my calendar.
Trapped in a cat's body to save the... Never mind. The Predator then just fucks off for some reason, and Betty manages to catch photographic proof of the outer space alien. For some reason, a phrase I'm already overusing, which is not a good sign, Betty thinks that now that 3 people are dead and the dagger is broken, the curse is broken, while Veronica thinks the Predator is a ninja. Whatever. Outside, the Predator's magical emoji mood reader claims Betty to be a huge prize for some reason, and the dagger mystically reforms itself, while something incredibly subtle but subtly
ruined.
incredible happens. Veronica
Supposed to
one of
not
Sabrina's
turn that one on.
outfits. And pay very close attention here. Someone remembered to ask, what the
I know you
fuck is
can
going
solve
on
this.
over at Archie Comics. In nearly any other horror schlock fest, not only would this gratuitous underwear peekage be expected, it'd be downright mundane. And someone absent-mindedly figured it'd be a great idea to just throw this into the Archie recontextualization. But someone with a brain decided, wait, we can't just like peep on Veronica's fat ass like that. That's not Archie anymore, man. But by this point, the pages were already drawn. Some bigwig CEO waddled in and said, put a dresser in the way of her voluptuous cheeks. I don't have time for this nonsense. I've got to go print Sonic the Hedgehog, something people will actually read. It's just fascinating to me to try to decipher the behind the scenes here. How much leeway were the creators of this specific Archie comic line given? How much did they want to push it even more, but corporate stepped in? How much of this did they think was unironically a great idea? And how much of it was them really just not giving a shit in the first place? We'll never know. But what we do know for sure is this.
Wow, you solved it. My advice helped. It really helped you. Incredible. I'm impressed. You must care about puzzles like I do. Well, I'm sure you love the next puzzle then. Might even be too easy for you.
The dialogue isn't snappy. Nothing here is amusing. It's just removing the heartwarmingly quaint dialogue of typical art.
Good job on solving it. You didn't even need my help. Great, 'cause I love doing absolutely nothing.
Or a good use of the source material. It gets the one thing, and I mean the one thing wrong that all
Snake says, what? I solved it regular.
to survive. If your crossover has it so you can swap out one of the known brand entities for any other and nothing changes, you've made a mistake. Let's backpedal to the book that I'm most likely going to
Hey, it's the human. You're gonna love this puzzle. It was made by the great Dr. Alphys. You see these tiles? Once I throw this switch, they'll begin to change colors. Each color has a different function. Red tiles are impassable. You cannot walk on them. Yellow tiles are electric. They will electrocute. Green tiles are alarm tiles. If you step on them, you will have to fight a monster. Orange tiles are orange scent. They will make you smell delicious. Blue tiles are water tiles. Swim through them if you like, but if you smell like oranges, the piranhas will bite you. Also, if a blue tile is next to a yellow tile, the water will also zap you. The purple tiles are slippery, you will slide into the next tile. However, the slippery soap smells like lemons, which the piranhas do not like. Purple and blue are okay. Finally, pink tiles. They don't do anything. Step on them all you like.
Unfortunately, a 50% is a
Yeah,
passing
why not?
grade.
Yep, I got it.
And it's not good enough to just airdrop a movie monster into a woefully generic plot and slap a second brand sticker on the cover. Let's just get through this a little quicker and just stick to the highlights, because if I were reading this for fun, I would have put it down by now. Yes, that book was so stupid that I had to roast it twice in the same video. I'm just getting the same vibes. Army General shows up, tells kids Predator Alien is Predator Alien, mentions it's a teenager like them. Jughead agrees to be a decoy for food. Men charge to battle Predator for pussy and the Halo 3 co-op campaign.
He just
Kids die.
whee.
Self-sacrifice. Predator screaming emojis for some reason. Jughead find knife. Issue 3. Props for the cover
Actually,
art.
that
You
spaghetti
will never
from
stop
earlier
rolling,
wasn't
rolling,
bad for my
rolling,
brother.
rolling what
Since he
in
started
this
cooking
house,
lessons,
because it's
he's been
easily the
improving a
best part
lot.
of this series.
I bet if he keeps it
Half
up,
of my
next year
brutal
he'll
plays
even
takes
do
like 5
something
pages
edible.
to get to this point, and I'm
Make
really
something
bored,
edible.
and I've evolved beyond highlights, so I'm just straight up skipping stuff now.
The machine broke.
Tilton arrives telling the students
Uh-oh.
they should see something in the AV room, and I start putting bamboo shoots under my fingernails because it means that I have to read the next page. Can we turn the lights on?
No, they're on a timer, and Weatherby gets furious when I mess with
Pomerazens.
We're being hunted by an alien and you're hung up on the bee getting peeved? I don't think...
He said if I mess with the school's power grid again, he'd take the AV room away from me. It's audio-visual, Dalton, not audio-visual power. Although AVP is a pretty cool acronym.
What does
What?
the Association of Volleyball Professionals have to do with anything, Dilton? Do you really think that now, in the middle of a bloodthirsty alien attack, it's the best time to practice some serve set spikes?
Man,
let's
fuck
just head
this
down to the
loser.
beach and put on our swim trunks and slap some balls around together. And that's exactly what happens.
Aware of dog. Please pet dog.
Once everyone's done gallivanting with sand in their junk, Jughead gets distracted by
Knowing the dog will never give up
Predator
trying to
gets
make the perfect
distracted by
snow dog,
decoration
it fills you with
possibilities presented by a
determination.
fresh human skull. Archie
Hooray!
realizes Jughead is missing, and the exact cliche thing we expect to happen happens. It's not even a creative
Dog just
tale
rushed in
involving
here,
a
filled with
vending machine,
inspiration.
it's just-
It kept trying to
and
build
then
a snow
Jughead
dog that
died
expressed
and
its own
his hands
emotions.
put the vending machine
But as it
going.
built, it kept getting more and more excited about the sculpture. Its neck got longer and longer and longer and added more and more snow until it was rather sad to watch. But I couldn't turn away.
By vending machines each year is better than you winning the lottery, and Jughead literally won a sweepstakes at the beginning of this series. It would have been interesting. But this does at least give an amazing line that would work both in this comic and the Archie meets Chris Hansen crossover special.
You
What?
stupid monster! My friends aren't warriors, they're kids! Jughead is the gentlest spirit you'll ever meet! I am going to kill that predator!
Dilton begins to rant about how he's a dumb nerd and he'll never get laid,
Whoops.
and Archie's
Fucked
too
up.
busy saucing up two ladies at once to care. But it culminates in... Okay, so... It culminates
It's a lump of snow with the word "sans" written on it.
Dilton secretly built
It's a red snow
giant
papyrus.
Archie kill exosuit.
What? Why is it Archie?
Don't you realize, Veronica? Everything is Archie. Always.
I don't know what to make of this comic. I really don't. Now we're full back to not giving a shit after an issue and a half of giving too much of a shit. Which is it?
Oh, come on.
Are
I
we
stopped on that.
self-aware, or are we really trying to do a horror movie Archie plot? I don't know. I really don't. But Mecha Archie is hysterical, and I am fully on board with this book again. Dilton has
Game's
some
silly
issues
sometimes.
controlling the robot, and then the Predator leaps in. Archie stalls for time while Dilton gets the weapons systems online. But things have been going a bit too good for everyone, so now the robot's out of control. Archie gets shanked by the green-blooded.
Ow, I'm on-
The robot traps
whatever.
The Predator in a tiny net, which is a death sentence because it's a net and
Who
it's tiny.
cares?
And Betty convinces the robot to stop going berserk because she hints that she'll have sex with it.
I mean, hey.
I'm not kidding. Oh fuck! I have the hiccups. Fuck. Oh fuck. Leave all this in. Leave all this in. I get so many comments on. Oh fuck! All of my videos asking, do you laugh at your own jokes? Do you laugh at your own scripts?
Fuck me.
99% of the time I don't. I am very, very good at deadpan. But what got me here is that's real.
I was
That's
trying to
what
be
happened. I didn't make that up. I'm not exaggerating.
cool.
Fuck. The Predator escapes the net because of course it does. Everyone in this comic is stupid. It's a fucking net. And he shows everyone how stupidly proficient
Stupid
he is with
game.
heads with spinal cords still attached. Issue 4! Lame. This is lame. This cover sucks. What happened to the fun covers? We're just dropping any sort of campiness and we're going for violence.
Toby Fox just ripped us off from Pokemon.
Actually, looking at Veronica here, she seems to have left her ass at home. Most of his friends are dead. The Predator demasks himself and skins Dilton's skull with his mouth for seemingly no reason. Veronica tells the Predator to fuck off. These are my friends and you can't have any. Friends are for Veronica's, not
I had a
for
snow
baby
hat.
Predators. And then he gets all
Hey,
confused.
Sans.
And he does. It's
What's up?
riveting, I tell you. We cut back to Veronica's bedroom where there's a nice little Punisher meets Archie Easter egg to remind us of a better story. And the girls deduce
So,
that since Dilton was
are you
killed
following
by
me?
a knife, it only needs one more sacrifice to break the curse and end this nightmare. Veronica's mega mansion is set to self-destruct as a trap for the Predator while Archie is thrown into a funny little high-tech medical bed that's apparently programmed
It's a
to
door with the
customize
Delta
skull
rune on
emojis if
it.
knows you're dying.
Ooh.
Veronica cranks up the Save Archie-O-Matics dial to 11, rams a giant science needle in his neck, and then fucks off to dress Betty up fashionably because these women were written in the 1940s. If they're not playing dress up or going boy crazy, they're probably dead. Turning the machine up to 11 turns out to have been a very, very bad idea, as some horrible mutation type shit's happening and
Looks horrible.
I just remembered this is an Archie comic. Predator's here now, and this should absolutely have been the final issue cover. Just remove the gas speech bubble and you've got something great. But more important than my perfect critique is plot convenience, because even though Veronica is at even less than point-blank range with a
It's a
machine
snow
gun
puff.
that fires 600 rounds per minute, she
What a
misses
tiny
every
doghouse.
single shot on
Woof.
that 10-foot-tall, broad-chested, big-dicked alien right in front of her. There's some fighting and chasing, and it's shown the Predator is beginning to grow attached to Betty and Veronica, and it's all very boring, but I gotta hand it to this book. This next page almost made this entire slog worth it.
I'm dead.
Following us?
Yes!
And close. Bye-bye. Not
It's
so
the greater
fast.
dog.
Machine made Archie super buff, and he and the Predator fight and stuff. And we're gonna skip through here because I read the rest and it's pretty standard fare, but the ending is pretty good. Archie is losing. Veronica tries to help with Dagger, takes collateral damage.
Ow.
Archie goes back to losing.
Ow.
Betty jumps in to save the day, loses her arm. Archie loses his life. Betty and Veronica double team the Predator, but not in the way you're thinking. The Dagger disappears now that the curse is lifted. Veronica urges Betty to escape to the panic room. Predator survives, which means the cursed dagger absolutely should not have disappeared. And
Ow.
the curse should
Lame
still
game.
be going, but whatever. Predator now in love with the two girls begs Betty to go on and survive. House explodes, and now we get this
It splats on the ground.
thing.
It picks it up.
What happened?
I'm playing fetch with
Your
them.
dad's machine to heal us. It's really super. And did you know there's a whole section in the manual on face and body reconstruction?
Please tell me you didn't give yourself plastic surgery.
Ew. No. Not for us. But guess what, Ronnie? We won't have
Oh,
to
no, I didn't want that.
some version of Archie after
Sorry, you
all.
killed me.
I mean, we'll have to teach him
No.
to chill out a
Bad
bit,
dog.
but he is devoted to us.
Bad dog.
Dragged himself in here with us. It's a nice
Chadley,
little twist from the crypt
stay
Browns
determined.
ending, and I'm kind of all for it. I always love when a story ends with the reader saying, "Oh, that's kind of fucked up." It's too bad they fucked up the rest of the comic. We just committed
No.
the crossover cardinal sin here.
I failed immediately.
Archie's entire existence in this book does not make a difference. Oh, sure, if you swap the Predator out for someone else, it wouldn't fit or make as much sense, but Archie and the gang could literally be anyone, and the story is exactly the same. Swap them around for Scooby-Doo or the Flintstones or every member of Congress for all it matters. Nothing in this story relates to
Nothing.
the characters beyond the flimsiest of character definitions, and you don't get
I want to watch Predator versus Congress.
Except stuff you could easily write for nearly any fictional group. I'm just disappointed. We stepped backwards into the realm of this is stupid.
Come on,
and
let me
sucks
save.
Away from this is stupid
Thank you.
and it rocks. I'm a big fan of series that do eye-rolling things on purpose because they
Game.
want to be over the top. Metal Gear Solid, Yakuza, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for example. But maybe the fact this is a comic book and not a manga is what fucked us here. Because Archie vs. Predator forgets the one common thread that you need for it to work. Strong characters who make the gimmick work. When I play a minigame that
Hey, dog,
focuses
if you
on
kill me, I'm gonna
capturing
kill you.
creepy men all over Japan and Hawaii and
Don't make me.
forcing them to battle
Don't be.
like
Don't be a
human
bad
Pokemon,
dog.
I laugh and clap my hands because it's done in a way that reins in the fantasy just enough to be believable. or at the very least immersive, and isn't presenting itself as a big "fuck it, who cares, wink wink at the camera" scenario. There's direction and intent here, no matter how silly it all is.
Fuck me.
The creators of this thought about fun ways to make some part of your brain get invested in what's going on. Meanwhile, Archie vs. Predator is a stock monster movie story with the Predator and Archie slapped onto it to help sell comics. And maybe that's part of the joke, seeing this exact scenario happen to the Archie bunch, but then we run into the problem of the joke not being funny. Because any fan artist can make this happen in a matter of minutes.
Man, fuck this guy.
Give me what I came for if I'm a fan of those properties, not a mix and match playset of generic ideas. We want the Archie touch, not the Archie
Fuck
coat
this
of
guy.
paint. I'm trying so hard to not spend the rest of this video gushing over Punisher meets Archie, but it's really unfair that the first entry on the list just knocked it out of the park, because if Archie vs. Predator was that bad, then what in the fuck is gonna happen in Archie vs. Sharknado? Which, I'm gonna sit on the floor, which is a marketing comic made to celebrate the premiere of Sharknado 3 on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Hell yeah,
I'm
Sharknado
getting busy.
3.
And it was written by the director of the original Sharknado trilogy.
Nice. Okay. This can only end well, actually.
There they are. There's 2 Sharknadoes on the cover. I guess we're in for double the action, double the fun, doubling over in pain because I have to read this shit. You may be wondering why my mood soured a bit even before glimpsing past the introductory cover. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I have been dreading reading Archie vs. Sharknado so much that for the last 2 days, every time I sat down explicitly
I'm
to
just
write
getting
this
beat.
part of the script, I instead would just open new tabs in my browser, play some games, find anything else to do. It's because my motivation for this shit pile is at a dead stop. Because God above told me, hey, after that Archie vs. Predator shit show, your next task is Archie vs. Sharknado, and that really doesn't
Man, this
sound
fucking
like
attack.
a good time
Ass.
to me. We're in Washington, D.C., and people are protesting the government because there's too many Sharknadoes going on. Look, it's time I made a confession here. I have not seen a single Sharknado movie, and I truly don't care about them in any capacity. While I'm passingly familiar with the Punisher and Predator, I don't know what levels of self-awareness we're going to be tackling here. So far, an opening scene of people marching in the streets because of what I assume to be freak weather events, that's pretty good.
Got him.
That's pretty silly. But why do I have a feeling this story is going to be another generic cast of nobodies wearing the Archie Gang's premium DLC skins? The next page shows a storm a-brewing while
Aw,
also
he
featuring
liquidated me.
if instead of YouTubing,
And then back in
I
his
burned
armor.
overly
Bye, dog.
expensive coffee and hit myself in the head with a brick for a living. Betty and Veronica's genius plan in response to this new potential hurricane is to get on top of the Washington Monument to check it out, which breaks about 70 different storm warning safety code violations.
Human,
These bitches probably
this is your final and most dangerous challenge. Behold, the gauntlet of deadly terror.
Sharknado things continue to happen. I just don't get it. I'm like
Well.
5 pages in and already these two are stupid. Just real stupid. Despite the known
I'm
presence of
fucked.
Sharknadoes and a severe storm rolling in,
GG.
these two decided to an elevator ride to the
So,
top of an
I guess
unprotected
I'm,
fine idea. Archie meets the
just
Punisher,
piss my pants and cry.
town folks stay true to themselves.
Yeah, that's the only option I have.
Stereotypes of their already
Pissing our pants yet?
characters.
In fact, I
Archie
am.
vs. Sharknado is just an excuse to say that title out loud as a real product.
Cannons will fire, spikes will swing, blades will slice. Each part will swing violently up and down. Only the tiniest chance of victory will remain. Are you ready? Because I am about to do it.
Targeted by some sharks in the Sharknado, and the tornado is now so strong that it's ripping the
Well,
monument straight out
what's
of
the hold up?
ground. And
Hold
maybe
up.
Halloween
What hold
is
up?
early, because I think
I'm about to activate it now.
did a little monster math. For the sake of an easier calculation, let's just look at the Lincoln
That,
Memorial for
it looks very
simplicity.
accurate.
The Lincoln Memorial is
Well,
composed of all sorts of
This
different
challenge, it seems
limestone,
maybe
marble, but the key point
too
here is
easy
rock.
to defeat the human
Based on
with.
this picture, the
Yeah,
one from
can't use this one.
fiasco
I'm a skeleton with
is
standards.
honest Abe
My puzzles are very fair, and my traps are expertly cooked. But this method is too direct, no class at all. Anyway, it goes. Away it goes. My bad. Phew. What are you looking at? This is another decisive victory for Papyrus. Yeah. Eh?
that the wind would need to be fast
Eh?
enough to create enough energy to overcome the rock's density.
Well,
which in this case comes
somehow I
out
lived through
roughly
another one.
I don't know what my brother's going to do now. If I were you, I would make sure I understand blue attacks.
Everything on Earth within this tornado is dead. Fuck the sharks, they don't matter at all, and in fact, they're dead too.
Yay,
This
Snowden!
vehicle goes
Hooray!
25 times faster than the average bullet. Any kind of debris not immediately eviscerated by this is now the most lethal projectile known to man. Some of you out there who aren't creative or interesting in any capacity may respond to this with, "Bro, it's not that serious," because all you know
Welcome
is
to
quoting what
Snowden.
other people say to you.
I can't remember the
But
last
without
time I
all of
saw a
this,
fresh
you
face
probably
around
wouldn't know
here.
just how dumb
Where
of
did
a
you come
scenario we
from?
have on our
Capital?
hands right now. And when I
You don't look like a
deconstruct
tourist.
things, I like to
Are
turn
you
over
here by
every
yourself?
stone of why my opinions are objective truth. This isn't Sharknado power levels here. Veronica and Betty are now trapped
Life
in
is
an
the same
episode
as
of
usual.
Dragon Ball Z.
A little claustrophobic. But we all know deep down that freedom is coming, don't we? As long as we got hope, we can grit our teeth and face the same struggles day after day. That's life, ain't it? Tell me about the town. Think back to your history class. A long time ago, monsters lived in the ruins back there in the forest. Long story short, we all decided to leave the ruins and head for the caverns. Along the way, some fuzzy folks decided they liked the cold and set up camp in Snowden. Oh, don't think about trying to explore the ruins. The door has been locked for ages, so unless you're a ghost or can bury under the door, or burrow under the door, forget about it. So I guess that's how Flowey got in, because he can burrow under the door. Makes sense.
Because I have a much more pertinent question. Does anyone enjoy this crap? How in any way is this Archie at all?
You want to know what to do in
Why
Snowden?
would I buy this?
Grillby's
Why
has
would I
food,
read
and the library
this?
has information. If you're tired, you can take a nap at the inn. It's right next door. My sister runs it. And if you're bored, you can sit outside and watch those wacky skeletons do their thing. There's two of them. Brothers, I think. They just showed up one day and asserted themselves. Town's gotten a lot more interesting since then.
Than the imminent undersea slingshot. And Archie gets invited to a boat party by the rich redhead from the earlier comic whose name I still don't care about. Dilton does the right thing and ignores the whores and free food and uses his laptop he brought to a wild party on a boat to track weather conditions. He's afraid a Sharknado may be headed to Riverdale. Meanwhile, Betty and Veronica have found a motorcycle and are driving it back to Riverdale and complained it's impossible to navigate it through the mess left behind by the Sharknado, even though there's plenty of room to drive
Sell
around
something.
it there,
Does this look
and
like a
there,
pawn
and
shop?
there. And
I don't know how it works where you come from, but I started spending money on old branches and used bandages. I'd be out of business in a jiffy.
Upright and fix a helicopter with a 2-ton fish lodged inside of it. Sharks show up at the boat party, and we get one of the very few moments that I actually found kind of funny.
Did he just say run? On a boat. I'm becoming British.
It's a pretty good layered joke. So screaming
I'm becoming
"Run"
British.
on a boat makes little sense because there's nowhere to run to or get away from on a boat. And running on a boat in general is dangerous because it's all slippery and rocking and wet and shit. This one throwaway panel has made my inside smile more than the previous 16 pages. God, can I not wait for this to be over. Everyone swims for the boat, and the sharks, for some reason, torpedo themselves against the boat.
Okay, how do I
to kill
equip?
themselves, and
Forget.
they do it all in the
See.
exact same spot
Right here?
so much that they form a corpse staircase Archie and What's-Her-Face used to climb aboard the boat. I'm sure that for this script, the writers just came up with 10,000 random ideas
Yay.
of wacky shark-based antics and then fed it into an Archie Mad Libs book because it has been over 10,000 years since I last
Snowden's
saw
Hotel.
a story this
One
paper
night.
thin.
That's a lot of money.
Teenage bitch comments that her summer job as a lifeguard is the most boring thing ever, and then
Ah.
in the very next panel, she's excitedly watching the boat.
You can get
ravaged by
overhealth here.
sharks.
Forgot about
the
that.
Sharks sink the ship somehow, and someone
I
on
also
board
forgot
makes
about
a
the
very
fast
dated
travel
Star
tunnel.
Trek reference. Moose King Kong's one of the sharks, and Sabrina shows up to be the Deus Ex Machina, only to be killed spectacularly, which is exactly what happened in the Predator comic, except without any of the decent.
I will be right
high-quality
back
art
real
style that make
fast.
it interesting to look at. As time keeps ticking away and we only grow older, slowly realizing that Archie vs. Sharknado still isn't over and all of us are mercifully closer to death to escape this nightmare, Archie gets the survivors on a speedboat. One of the sharks steals Jughead's hat, and I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I'm serious. This is so shit. It's so ass. It's so shit ass. This whole thing is joyless. If this was a standalone, over-the-top, dumb action disaster movie comic, I could maybe get into it if they found something to offer with the concept. but nothing here begets the whim or wit or charm or anything related to Archie in any capacity. This just feels gross. It's a slideshow of dumb moments and ideas strung together that I could normally root for if they really played up the comedy bullshit of this whole thing, or came up with a plot that wasn't the most mind-numbingly boring thing imaginable, or put this nonsense in a universe where it would be entertaining to see people be this bombastically stupid in response to such an event. But Archie isn't that. Archie ain't it. This comic ain't it. I want to apologize for my complete and utter lack of enthusiasm going forward about this, because normally even when media is bad, I can find things to get excited about. There's a U-shaped curve when it comes to entertainment, and things either need to meet a threshold of good or a threshold of bad to derive entertainment from. But this is just so... nothing. I just don't care. Because I know what's going on here. They expected people to read this and say, oh, that's ridiculous. That's so crazy. Whoa. And either find humor in this sporadic chaos.
Not that it matters, but I wasn't using the restroom.
Someone thought a shark biting off a girl's bikini.
I went in
top
there
was an
because I
hysterical
wanted to
idea.
floss
This
my
comic's
teeth. I
about
could
a
feel
decade
something
old,
in it.
But if it was made in the modern world, it would be the creation of a business executive hoping someone posted a screen crop on social media of one of the panels with the caption, Archie versus Sharknado was so wild. Remember when Betty made a sword helicopter? That shit went nuts. This is the same type of humor from people who rep Calvin pissing bumper stickers or watch SpongeBob hemp pants. You take a known character, write one joke, and then repeat that joke forever because for most people, overloading something with sex, drugs, and or violence is enough to reach the pinnacle of humor. Archie does violence. I get it. Call me a spoiled brat if you want, but I'll just bow my head in shame that I had to subject you to a downward sloping curve of intrigue here. I really should have reviewed these comics in reverse order, but I didn't know their contents beforehand, so it turns out that our academic performance only declined with age. Punisher meets Archie gave us perfection in balancing tones and characters. Archie vs. Predator at least tried some interesting things here and there to fit a plot that they came up with. Archie vs. Sharknado.
Yo, you're a kid too, right? I can tell because you're wearing a striped shirt. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we're like the same dude.
I barely even talked about the
Except I'm fat.
problems with it. The art is absolute ass, and there's way too much dialogue for starters. I'm speeding through to the end now. Here's the highlights free of jokes because I'm old and my bones hurt. Josie and the Pussycats.
If there's ever a problem, a skeleton will tell a fish lady about it. That's politics.
A Sharknado shows up. Betty and Veronica arrive and
He's being literal.
exploding helicopter. The janitor gives everyone chainsaws to defend themselves from the Sharknado. This panel happens. Fuck you.
Oop.
Everyone starts killing sharks from a battle-modified
Aw, man.
lawnmower. Midge kisses a guy.
Now I
It's
have to-
literally mind-blowing. The plan is to blow up the Sharknado with a bomb. The nerd kisses a girl. They put the bomb in a shark's mouth. It blows up the storm, and the storm goes away. The end. This video
I was reading too
something
quickly.
special here that I didn't intend for at all, but it kind of worked out perfectly. With this, we got to see the sliding scale of types of crossover material. The genius blend of identity and charm, the moderately entertaining attempt at stumbling through combining
Monsters
concepts,
and humans.
and the worthless lack of anything designed
Who are you?
to just push product on
Are you like a
name
living
recognition
slime?
alone. Now that we're
All right.
smarter, more handsome, and a little bit taller, which is what happens to everyone who watches my videos to completion, I hope you can leave here with a better sense of the type of media you should be consuming. I'd usually have some musings or post-analysis here, but all that needs to be said has been said, and I don't want to think about Archie versus Sharknado ever again. If the world's governments truly cared about their people, legislation would be passed tomorrow preventing anyone from ever uttering the title of that comic out loud again. But keep watching mainstream news, and you just tell me how many of them even do a story on how shitty
That's
that
a buff
comic
werewolf.
was. I think the fact that not even a single one of them is going to talk about it should tell you everything you need to know.
All right, well, thanks for that, Hugbeast. It's the dog restaurant. Look at all the dogs. The dog. Throw us a bone. We love bones. Plenty of fish in the sea. Well, I'm taking that seriously. I'm literally going to make out with a fish. Silly dog. Playing poker against itself. It appears to be losing. Oh, they're part of the Royal Guard? I couldn't tell. No wonder all the kids want to be like her when they grow up. Isn't human food different than monster food? Good question. Disgusting. I'd love to try it sometime. I want new drinks and hot guys. That's so relatable. It's weird that Grillby's is playing Sans theme. Yo, Grillby's, what's up? He said he'd offer me a glass of water, but he doesn't touch the stuff. See ya, Grillby. That's my guy, because he's on fire. No other reason. Oh man, that must be nice. Look at me now. I'm the #1 world search creator in the entire underground. Nice. What? Uh-oh. He knows I answered about the crosswords. Fuck. Welcome to the library. Yes, we know. The sign is misspelled. Wow. They just turned into dust. Dang. Am I at the page minimum? I'm kind of sick of writing this. The library. This mailbox is labeled Pirates. Look inside. No, that's illegal. The mailbox overflowing with unread junk mail. It's locked. Oh, I pranked myself. How could this happen to me? What a mysterious shed. There's ice cubes floating. Ice cubes. We go save. Okay, I want to put this in there, and that in there, and that in there. Thanks. See you later, loser. Ah, it's too icy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Human. Allow me to tell you about some complex feelings. Feelings like the joy of finding another pasta lover, the admiration for another's puzzle-solving skill, the desire to have a cool, smart person to think you are cool. These feelings, they must be what you are feeling right now. I can hardly imagine what it must be like to feel that way. After all, I am very great. I don't ever wonder what having lots of friends is like. I pity you, lonely human. Worry not, you shall be lonely no longer. I, the great Papyrus, will be your... No. No. This is all wrong. I can't be your friend. You are a human. I must capture you. Then I can fulfill my lifelong dream. Powerful, popular, prestigious. That's Papyrus, the newest member of the Royal Guard.
All right, let's do this.
He likes to say,
He's preparing a bone attack, in case you didn't know.
What? Flirting? So, you finally reveal your ultimate feelings? Well, I'm a skeleton with very high standards.
I could probably make spaghetti.
Oh no! You're meeting all my standards! I guess this means I have to go on a date with you? Let's date later, after I capture you. Oh no! Let's date later after I capture you.
All right, fine.
He's thinking about what to cook. So, you won't fight, then let's see if you can handle my fabled blue attack.
I'm gonna lose.
I'm
I'm being defeated. Holy shit, that was hard. Oh! I forgot about that part.
You're blue now. That's my attack.
Alright, the bass kicked in. For the kick drum? Yeah, the drums kicked in. Papyrus dabs MTT brand fishy cream behind his ears. Oh, you smell good.
What? I'm not thinking about that date thing.
He's busy fighting, so he can't be flirting right now. Hell yeah. I fucking love Papyrus's fight.
Don't make me use my special attack.
My bad.
I can almost taste my future popularity.
Nice try on the return.
Papyrus, head of the Royal Guard. Papyrus, unparalleled spaghettori? I don't know what that word is. A guy who makes spaghetti? Damn. Papyrus realized he doesn't even have ears. Where have I been dabbing this cream? Undine will be really proud of me. Papyrus prepares a non-bone attack and then spends a minute fixing his mistake. Good decision. The king will trim heads in the shape of my smile. Ah, this one's tricky because of the speed. Papyrus is trying hard to play it cool. My brother will, well, he won't change very much. He's rattling his bones. I have lots of admirers, but... Damn. Can I live through one more hit? Probably not, so I'm just gonna eat the unisicle. Will anyone like me as sincerely as you? I'm your homie. I have bones too, remember that. You just have to rip off all my skin first. I would prefer you didn't, but I do have bones. Papyrus is cackling. Someone like you is really rare. Damn. You're good, Papyrus. Papyrus remembered a bad joke, Sans told, and is frowning. And dating might be kind of hard. Papyrus is trying hard to play it cool. After you're captured and sent away... Ow, ow, ouch. Thank God for iframes. Ugh, who cares? Give up! Not good. Ouch. Members only finally started on Melton, but it'll still be music for a billion years. Papyrus is considering his options. Give up or face my special attack. Oh no! Don't kill me, Papyrus! No! Yeah, very soon I'll use my special attack. Not too long. Damn, the falling one is harder for me than the rising one. Your last chance. Behold my special attack. What the heck? That's my special attack. Hey, you stupid dog. You made me look bad. A booga booga booga. Stop munching on that bone. Hey, what are you doing? Come back here. Oh well. I'll just use a really cool regular attack.
Papyrus is getting ready for his regular attack.
Sigh, hi. Here's an absolutely normal attack.
Ow. Ow. Ah, dog. Cool. Dude. Ow.
Well, ha. It's clear you can't defeat me. Yeah, I can see you shaking in your boots. Therefore, I, the great Papyrus, elect to grant you pity. I will spare you, human. Now's your chance to accept my mercy.
Papyrus is sparing you. Alright, I accept.
Yo, I can't even stop someone as weak as you. Undyne's really gonna be disappointed in me. I'll never join the Royal Guard, and my friend quantity will remain stagnant.
What should you say? Wanna be my best friend?
Really? You want to be friends with me? Well then, I guess I can make an allowance for you. Wowee. We haven't even had our first date, and I've already managed to hit the friend zone.
Who knew all I needed to do was make pals was to
Give people awful puzzles and then fight them. You taught me a lot, human. I hereby grant you permission to pass through, and I give you directions to the surface. Continue forward until you reach the end of the cavern. Then, when you reach the capital, cross the barrier.
I am off to bed, watching from there. Well, thanks for sticking in, Sparksnake. I'm gonna be ending a little bit soon after this. I wanted to get past Papyrus.
That's the magical seal trapping us all underground. Anything can enter through it, but nothing can exit. Except someone with a powerful soul, like you. That's why the king wants to acquire a human. He wants to open the barrier with a soul power. And then us monsters can return to the surface. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. To reach the exit, you will have to pass through the king's castle. The king of all monsters. He is, well, he's a big fuzzy pushover. Everybody loves that guy. I'm certain if you just say, "Excuse me, Mr. Dreamer, can I please go home?" He'll guide you right back to the barrier himself. Anyway, that's enough talking. I'll be at home, being a cool friend. Feel free to come by and have that date.
Did he jump over? I'm assuming, like, the game, he, like, jumped over me, right? Because, I mean, I don't know. He's a silly dude.
Yo, are you here sneaking out to see her too? Awesome. She's the coolest, right? I want to be just like her when I grow up. Hey, don't tell my parents I'm here. Haha.
It repeats the last thing it heard, over and over. Sound of rushing water fills you with determination. Alright, I'm gonna talk to Sans, then I'm gonna hop off this stream. Nice 2 hours.
What? Haven't you seen a guy with 2 jobs before? Fortunately, 2 jobs means twice as many legally required breaks. I'm gonna go to Grillbeats. Wanna come?
Yeah.
Well, if you insist. Drawing myself away from work. Over here, I know a shortcut. Fast shortcut, huh?
Hey, everyone. Hey, Sans.
Hi. Hi, Sandy.
Sans, weren't you just here for breakfast a few minutes ago?
No, I haven't had breakfast in at least half an hour. You must be thinking of brunch. Here, get comfy.
Hey!
Whoops. Watch where you sit down. Sometimes weirdos put whoopee cushions on the seats. Anyway, let's order. What do you want?
I would like a burger.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. Grilby, we'll have a double order of burger. So, what do you think of my brother?
Oh, he's the coolest.
Of course he's cool. You'd be cool too if you wore that outfit every day. He'd only take that thing off if he absolutely had to. Oh well, at least he washes it. And by that, I mean he wears it in the shower. Here comes the grub. Want some ketchup? Bon appetit.
You tipped the ketchup. Oh man, all the ketchup in the bottle pours onto my food.
Whoops. Yeah, forget about it. You can have mine. I'm not hungry anyway. Anyway, cool or not, you have to grill Papyrus Stress real hard. Like how he keeps trying to be part of the Royal Guard. One day, he went to the house of the head of the Royal Guard and begged her to let him in. Of course, she shut the door on him because it was midnight. But the next day, she woke up and saw him still waiting there. Seeing his dedication, she decided to give him a warrior training. It's, still a work in progress. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever heard of a talking flower?
Got all serious all of a sudden, Sans. Yeah.
So, you know all about it. The echo flower. They're all over the marsh. Say something to them, and they'll repeat it over and over. What about it? Well, Pyrus told me something interesting the other day. Sometimes, when no one else is around, the flower appears and whispers things to him. Flattery, advice, encouragement, predictions. Weird, huh? Someone must be using an echo flower to play a trick on him. Keep an eye out, okay? Thanks.
You must be talking about Flowey. Too bad I can't tell you about it. Whoops.
Well, that was a long break. I can't believe I let you pull me away from work for that long. Oh, by the way, I'm flat broke. Can you foot the bill? It's just 10,000 G.
Yeah, I got you, Sans.
Just kidding. Grilby, put it on my tab. By the way, I was just gonna say something, but I forgot.
Oh, I don't even get to eat the burger? Come on, give me the burger. Damn. What a scam. I want the ketchup burger. Hey, Papyrus. I'm gonna come date you later.
Bum, 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 bum.
It gets snowy there. I think it's just so Papyrus can make his dramatic entrance. It's funny that it stays snowy even after. Hey, Sans, you beat me here. Unsurprisingly. All right. And I think that's a good place to call it. I appreciate y'all joining me. Just looks like it was Snake and Nodak tonight. It says I have 10 concurrent viewers, but no chatters. So if you're here, hit the like button, and I appreciate you being here. Let's see. What is tomorrow's night stream? Tomorrow is Pokemon cards. Tomorrow I'm opening and sorting my packs that I've been holding onto and building up over time. So come by if you want to see me open up cards and maybe play a little bit of the TCG. on the app, of course. I don't really play physical. But either way, thanks for joining, and until then, we'll see you next time. If anyone's staying up, go check out members only Melton Stream. Nobody likes onions.
It still hurts, man.
This is like people who think you catch a cold from being in the cold.
What the hell? Why do people do this shit?
Nah, it's like Richard Lee Laniel. It's an excuse to eat garbage. 2,000 views. At least he gets 2,000 views. Richard Lee Laniel gets 300 and eats 2 pints of ice cream. I have to do it. If I don't do it, who's going to do it? If I don't do it, who's going to do it?
Holy cow.
Yeah, he should try dipping the wings in mashed potatoes.
That was what, 2 wings, maybe 3?
2, I think.
It just keeps giving. Why?
Imagine he died and you found him in his house, just a melted tub of ice cream, and right next to him, the blue bunny. See what I did?
This is after I slammed back.
Is he getting so fat that he can't cut the hair in this crevasse? Is that what's happening? Oh no. Is he getting so fat that he can no longer reach the hair in this entire
I don't like the look of it.
gorge he's got going back here? Oh no. Oh boy. Yes. Why get a napkin? Every one of these guys who eats food on camera never thinks about a napkin. You know.
Bread. God, it hurts. It literally.
I hope he vomits. That'd be great.
Everything hurts. Oh my God.
Tears are running down his face.
I don't think this is going up as a.
He's shoveling that cream.
Spicy take. This is going up as a fast food faux pas. Oh Lord.
Maybe if I eat the whole tub. What the fuck? Look at this. He's applying it like it's a... He's got a black eyes and it's a package of frozen peas.
Have any of y'all done this challenge?
I'm disappointed because we got super tips and none of them are in the Royce voice. Royce voice. TM.
There's too much.
If he gets any fatter, his cheeks are going to push his glasses off his face. Like they're barely holding on to nose. Look at that. The cheeks are pushing the glasses out off the face. Oh my God. Just 3 cups of ice cream for every wing. What the fuck? What the fuck?